Hello, welcome. My name's Tina. This is Simply in Stitches, and today is an exciting day because I'm going to cast on a new sweater. So I have my coffee, I have my yarn, so let's dive in. So the sweater I am knitting is the Inverted Peak Sweater by Drops. It's a free pattern. It's a free pattern on their website. I'll do a link below. So instead of having the cream at the bottom and then the black at the top, I have gone for like this light turquoisey petrol sort of colour. And it's lighter than I thought it was going to be, and I wasn't too sure when it first arrived. In the last video I talked more about the actual yarn. So this is a wool and alpaca mix, and it's a chunky sweater. So they had it that way around, but because of my body shape, I'm a bit of a pear shape, I decided that I think it would be better to have the lighter at the top and the darker at the bottom. So when I'm wearing it with like dark jeans, it'll more blend in and come lighter at the top to draw the eye up rather than draw the eye down. So that is my thinking. So it's a top-down sweater. So I'm going to be starting with the cream colour. It has a double neck on it, so it needs a stretchy cast on because it's going to be turned over so to get the head in when it's actually double thickness. So I'm going to cast on and start my ribbing, and I'll come back to you. I'm also going to keep a track on how long it's taken me, because I think being a chunky sweater, this is going to be quite a fast knit, and I've never tracked how long a sweater has taken me to knit. So I thought I'd have a go at that and see how long it does take. I'm quite a monogamous knitter, so it means that I spend a lot of time on just one project until it's finished. So I'll catch up with you soon. We've moved on to Thursday and things have changed quite drastically since I last spoke to you. I'm having a drama llama. Cheers. So, you're getting on well, you may think. The needles are out for a reason. So, where did it all go wrong? At the neck, actually. So this is a folded neck. So I've never done one before, but I thought that's fine. Instructions, just fold it over. It's double length and just fold it over and then just pick up the stitches to connect it as you go round. Easy, no problem. So I got about 3/4 of the way round and I thought, hold on a moment. Why am I connecting it to the outside so it's going to be visible right in the front? Why am I not connecting it inside? I'd rolled it the wrong way, hadn't I? I hadn't even thought about that. I just thought, yes, I've just got to turn it and attach it. No thought whatsoever to which way I was turning it. So I had to take that back out, unpick that, and then do it again. So it actually joins on the inside. So all good, all back on the needles and everything's fine. Then I start doing the colour work. I've never had a problem with colour work. Colour work is fine until now. So, I mean, it's only 2 colours. The problem I've had, I will show you the chart. And as you will see, that I have had to colour in what was white into green, because I'm doing the dark part, the light colour, and the light colour, the dark colour, and I just could not get it through my head. So that was the first problem. So I was getting confused with the light and the dark, and it's like that test you can do where the words come up, so it will say green, but it's in the colour pink and it messes with your head. So I coloured them in. I thought, right, I can crack this. I'll colour them in, then there won't be a problem. But then, because you're doing the increases in this, because it's a raglan construction, so you do increases to make it bigger as it comes down. So these increases are like at the ends, and the way you increase is by doing a yarn over, and then when you come round again you twist the stitch to actually pull it together so it's not loose and so there isn't a hole. Once again, I could not get my head around this concept. It was like, Tina, seriously? Because I was thinking, well, what colour yarn is it? And it's like, well, obviously it's got to be the colour the next stitch is in because you're doing a yarn over, so you're taking the yarn around that stitch. So I don't know where my head has been, but I decided that because I'm sure I've made mistakes, I know I have missed a lot of the pulling it together, so I think that's why it doesn't look as sharp as I want it to, but I'm just not happy with it. So I thought, right, I'm going to take it back and start again. Now, oh, something else I did, because I was having so many problems with that chart, I thought, right, I'm just going to write it down. So now I'm going to go by written instructions. I write the line down, what I've got to do. I also didn't put stitch markers in for each repeat because of the increases. I thought the stitch marker was going to move, so I won't do that because it's simple. I don't need to. But I'm going to do stitch markers after every section so I can keep an eye that I am on track and I haven't gone wrong. The other thing I noticed when I actually put it on my dummy, not this dummy, that dummy, was that where on these bits, where it's got a longer gap, and so I've connected my float at the back there because it was quite a long distance, because I thought I'd be doing the right thing, but actually because it's a light yarn and then it's the dark colour that's travelling, you can see it through, whereas where it's a shorter distance and I haven't tucked that yarn over to connect it, it's not being pushed to the front, so you can't see it because because it's at the back of all the knitting, whereas I'm pulling it forward by connecting it and just tacking it under. So bit of a fail really, isn't it? So yeah, it pains me to pull it back, but I am going to pull it back because otherwise I'm not going to be happy with it. So it's better to pull it back, do the right thing and re-knit it rather than not be happy with it. The other thing I was worried about, I'll put it on to demonstrate, is the neck. On the picture, the neck looks like it's flat, but then it feels like it's, although it seems to be coming flatter now, I think perhaps with blocking it will flatten down a bit. I saw on Ravelry, there's not many people who've done it on Ravelry, like I think one person's finished it. There may be a reason for this. Her neck sticks up as well, so I don't mind it sticking up, but hers was more out and sticking up, so I don't know. But in the picture, for me, it looks like this colour comes out further. So I am wondering if to do at least 1 or 2 more rows when I take it back before I start the colour work to give me that bit more. I don't know. So the conclusion is I'm ripping this back and starting again. So I put that to one side because I've been working and I'm tired and I knew I wasn't happy with it. So I thought, right, just put it to one side until I'm not so tired and I can look at it properly. So I've started something else in the meantime. So my new project is some little mitts, and they're called the Glinda mitts by Wandering Cat Yarns. And so I had just some 50 grams of some drops merino 4-ply, and I thought these would be nice little, because it's still quite really mild at the moment, so I thought these would be nice little mitts while it's still mild. It's not really my colour, but because they're so small I thought they would be fine. and I'm really loving these. So it's a lovely lacy pattern, and you've got that edge there because it's pulling it up. So yeah, I'm still doing the cuff at the moment because it has got quite a long cuff. It's 4 inches for the cuff, and then you increase for the thumb and do the thumb. On the picture it's only coming up to her knuckles, and she says in the description that she wanted it to not interfere with her rings, but I'm going to have mine come longer. I'm knitting this on the needles that I do my socks with, and that's a 2.25 9-inch circular by Chalgu, and the pattern calls for a 2.5mm needle, and I would say stick to what the pattern says because it's going to fit, but it's going to be snug, and I've got small hands. So this does fit, but it's stretched because it's lace. It's going to stretch the lace out, so you don't want it too baggy because you won't stretch the lace out. But you do, let's say my hands are quite small, so I can get away with it. But I didn't have a 2.5 and I just thought I'll go with it, so I did. As you can see, I've got my stitch markers for every repeat so that I won't make the same mistakes as the sweater. So this is a nice little project that I can do. It's a 3-row repeat, and only 1 row is patterned, and that is just yarn overs, knit together and slip stitch knit. So there's nothing hard in this, and yeah, the pattern looks really nice, so I'm looking forward to having those done. So when I'm not knitting on that sweater, that is what I'm knitting, and it's nice to have a little project because I've been taking that and doing little bit of that at work as well at lunchtime. So that is what I've been up to. So I shall keep you informed of what happens. This time I have an equipment section. I'm going to do an Ellie from Craft House Magic and have a gadget section. So I've been asked about how I do my overhead shots. So this is what I've got. I don't know if it's the best thing to have. It's just something I got from Amazon, and so it means I can clamp it onto a table or the chair or whatever, and I use my phone to record, so I can put my phone in there and that swivels round, this swivels round, and yeah, it's just a big arm so it can go wherever you want it to. I don't know how much it was, but it wouldn't have been expensive if I bought it. I'm thinking about between £10 and £15, I'm thinking. So it wasn't expensive, but it's a good thing to have, and I've used it quite a bit. So yeah, if you do any recording and you do tutorials and you're looking to see how you can do that overhead shot, that is what I use. I will update you with my progress over the weekend, so look out for that. Take care and have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.